Have you ever really stopped to think about what it means to be a Libra? And I don't mean your love of aesthetics. I'm not talking about the fact that you always pick the best restaurant or know exactly what to wear. No. I mean who you actually are at your core. That deep, rare, almost impossible combination of qualities that you carry so effortlessly. You've forgotten how extraordinary it makes you. What does the world actually lose when a Libra dims their light? In the world we live in today, people have become so used to taking Libras for granted, like you'll always show up, always smooth things over, always keep the peace. People get comfortable. They lean on your grace without ever watering it. They take your warmth and give you exhaustion in return. But here's where it gets interesting when a Libra finally wakes up. When you stop giving endlessly and start recognizing your own worth, you flip the entire script. You take away the very harmony people thought they'd never lose. And that's when everything around you begins to shift. This is without question one of the most important videos you'll ever watch, especially if you've ever been in a situation where someone, a partner, a friend, a coworker started to see you as nothing more than a background character in their own story. Because today, we're going to break down a powerful truth. You Libra are rarer than you think. We're not just scratching the surface. I'm going to walk you through 10 extraordinary truths about who you are as a Libra. Truths that most people never bother to name. But that defined everything about why the world needs you more than it will ever admit. And let me tell you, by the end of this, you'll understand why your sensitivity is not weakness, why your balance is not indecision, and why your love is not something to be taken lightly. If you're ready to finally see yourself clearly, if you're ready to step into the full power of who you were born to, drop a comment right now that says, I am rare. Because by the end of this, that is exactly what you'll know. You'll never again shrink yourself to make someone else comfortable. And listen carefully, stick around until the very end, because there's a 10th truth I'll reveal that ties everything together. It's the one most Libras never hear, and it will change the way you see yourself forever. All right, let's get into it. Truth 1. Your need for peace isn't weakness. It's a superpower most people will never understand. This is the beginning of your story. The very first thing the world gets wrong about you. See? People have always told you that you're too soft, too conflict-averse, too focused on keeping the harmony. In their minds, you were always going to be the one who backed down, the gentle one, the diplomatic one, the one who valued relationships over being right until you stopped. When a Libra removes their peace from a situation, it's like the oxygen leaving the room. You've heard the saying, you don't know what you have until it's gone. That's exactly what people feel when you withdraw your calm. They suddenly realize that the ease they felt around youth, comfort, the lightness, the feeling that everything was going to work out was never just circumstance. It was you. But here's what they don't realize. Your desire for peace doesn't come from fear. It comes from vision. You see something most people don't. That conflict destroys. That kindness builds. That harmony is not the absence of strength, is the highest expression of it. It cuts into their understanding of what real power looks like, what emotional intelligence truly means, and what it costs to constantly be the calm in someone else's storm. Because let's be real, when someone is surrounded by a Libra, they start to treat that peace like furniture. They get comfortable. They raise their voice more. They stop being careful with your feelings. They assume the balance will hold itself, and in their head it was always safe. You weren't going anywhere. But Libra, here's your prescription. Stop performing peace for people who are not invested in maintaining it with you. Stop being the only one who lowers their voice. Stop being the only one who extends the olive branch. Your peace is a sacred thing. And sacred things are not for everyone. When you protect your inner calm, when you stop pouring it into spaces that drain it to force the world to reckon with what it lost, you send a message louder than any argument ever could. My harmony is mine. You do not get to live inside it for free. And that is not coldness. That is not cruelty. That is a Libra finally understanding their own worth. Truth 2. Your mind doesn't work like everyone else's, and that is profoundly rare. Now here's where things get really interesting. Once you understand the power of your peace, you begin to see the second extraordinary truth about who you are. Libras don't just think, you weigh. You consider, you hold two opposing truths at the same time and find the wisdom hidden between them. That is not indecision. That is genius. See? In a world addicted to snap judgments, too hot takes, and instant reactions, you are the rare mind that actually pauses, that considers the other side, that asks, what am I missing here? People mistake that for weakness. They call you wishy-washy, indecisive, unable to make up your mind. But when you actually allow your mind to do what it does best, the truth smacks them in the face. You are not slow. You are thorough. And thoroughness in a world of impulse is one of the rarest gifts alive day by day. The people around you notice it. You're the one who spots the flaw in the plan everyone else missed. You're the one who asks the question that changes the entire conversation. You're the one who finds the solution that honors everyone at the table. Not just the loudest voice in the room, and it's not just intelligence they feel around you. It's perspective. It's a quality of thinking that opens doors, dissolves conflicts, and builds the kind of trust that takes others decades to earn. Because whether they admit it or not, you bring something irreplaceable to every room you enter. You bring fairness, nuance, the ability to hold complexity without collapsing under it, and without you. Decisions feel reckless. Conversations feel one-sided. Solutions feel incomplete. Here's the cruel irony. The same people who called you indecisive are the first ones who come to you when they don't know what to do. They didn't honor your thinking when they had access to it. They thought they could dismiss it. But the second you stop offering it freely, they realize what they lost. Your mind is not a liability. It is a gift, and it is time you treated it like one. Asterisk Truth 3. The way you love is so rare. Most people don't deserve a front row seat. By now you're beginning to see the pattern. The world consistently underestimates Libra, but nowhere is that more devastating and more costly to those who do it than in love. When a Libra loves, it is not casual. It is not halfway. It is not self-serving. When you love, you invest. You notice the small things. You remember the details. You show up not just when it's convenient, but when it costs you something. You create an atmosphere of warmth, safety, a feeling that around you, someone is fully seen, fully accepted, fully at ease. That is not ordinary. That is extraordinary. And most people only understand that after they've lost it. They'll try to replace it. They might date someone new. They might throw themselves into distractions. They might convince themselves they've moved on. But deep down, no matter what they do, it never feels the same. Because what you brought wasn't just affection. It was attunement. That rare, almost mystical ability to feel what another person needs before they can even name it. Once that's gone, the emptiness only grows. Libra, here is what you must hear. Your love is not meant to be a rescue mission. It is not meant to be poured into people who see. It is a guarantee rather than a gift. You are not here to love people into deserving you. You are here to love freely on to receive that same love in return. If you are in a dynamic where your love is being consumed but never mirrored, that is not love. That is extraction. And you are far too rare for extraction. Stand in the fullness of what you offer, and be selective about who gets to experience it, because when the right person receives a Libra's love, when it lands in a heart that knows how to hold it, that is when the world sees what you are always capable of. You are not too much. You have simply been giving yourself to people with too little room to receive you. Asterisk. Truth 4. You read people with a precision that is quietly terrifying. Here's a truth about Libras that most people never say out loud. You already know. You know when something is off. You know when a smile doesn't reach someone's eyes. You know when the energy in a room has shifted before a single word is spoken. You are an emotional radar tuned to frequencies that most people can't even hear. People think Libras are naive because you give them the benefit of the doubt. But that's not naivety. That is grace. You know? You simply choose to allow space for people to show you better. But when they don't, when your grace is repeatedly met with deception, something in you locks in. And that quiet, observant mind of yours begins to catalog everything. They never see it coming, because Libras don't explode. You don't make dramatic exits with long speeches. You simply withdraw, quietly, completely, and the person on the receiving end is left, wondering what happened, not realizing you saw every crack in the foundation. Long before the house fell, your intuition is not something to doubt. It is something to trust completely. The times you've ignored it have cost you. The times you've honored it have saved you. Start making it your first voice, not the last one you reluctantly listen to. Truth 5. You were never too picky. You were just calibrated to a level most people haven't reached. This is the stage where the guilt gets addressed. Because somewhere along the way, Libra, someone made you feel guilty for wanting more depth, more reciprocity, more effort. They called it high maintenance. They called it unrealistic. They made you question whether your expectations were the problem. They were not. Here's what's actually true. You have a highly refined sense of what connection is supposed to feel like. Because you offer that quality yourself, you recognize its absence immediately. You are not asking for the impossible. You are asking for the equal. And in a world where many people have normalized settling, have accepted surface-level connection, as deep love, your refusal to do that is not a flaw. It is integrity. The right people, the ones who match your depth, your thoughtfulness, your capacity for real connection, they don't find your standards intimidating. They find them refreshing. Because finally, someone is asking of them what they've always been capable of giving, but never been asked to give. Stop apologizing for knowing what you deserve. That knowing is not arrogance. It is self-awareness, and it is one of your greatest gifts. Truth 6. You have an energy that shifts atmospheres, and most people don't even know why they feel better around you by this point. We've established that your mind is rare, your love is rare, your intuition is rare. Now let's talk about something even more intangible, something you may have never been able to put into words. You change the energy of every space you enter. There's something about a Libra's presence, a lightness, a warmth, an unspoken invitation for people to exhale. People are funnier around you, more honest, more at ease. They don't always know why. They just know they want you there. That is not coincidence. That is a gift you were born with, the gift of atmospherics, the ability to curate an environment of ease and beauty without even trying. And when you leave, when you remove your energy from a space, people feel it. The conversation becomes heavier. The room becomes smaller. The laughter becomes less natural. What you bring cannot be manufactured or replaced. It can only be missed. Libra, know this. The fact that you make life more beautiful for others is not something to minimize, but it is something to protect. Not every space deserves your light. Not every room deserves the version of you that shows up fully. Give yourself permission to be selective with your presence. Because what you carry is not infinite, it is precious. And precious things deserve precious environments. Truth 7. You are far stronger than anyone, including yourself, has given you credit. 4. Here's the stage where the narrative completely flips. Because for everything people have said about Libras, too soft, too indecisive, too accommodating, there's a truth they've entirely missed. You are one of the most quietly resilient signs in the entire Zodiac. You have absorbed things that would have broken other people. You have maintained grace under pressure that would have cracked most. You have continued to be kind, to be fair, to be present even when the world was giving you every reason not to be. That is not softness. That is extraordinary strength. The kind of strength that doesn't need an audience. The kind that doesn't announce itself with fire and fury, but simply endures, rebuilds, continues. You have been through situations that tested your faith in people, in love, in yourself, and you came out the other side, still believing in the good, still reaching for the beautiful, still daring to hope. Do you understand how rare that is? Most people, after enough disappointment, close. They harden. They stop trying. You found a way to stay open, to still love, to still extend the hand. That resilience, that refusal to become bitter in a world that gave you reasons to be is perhaps the rarest, most extraordinary thing about you. Never mistake it for weakness again. Truth 8. Everything you touch, you elevate. And the world is more beautiful because you're in it. Libra is ruled by Venus, the planet of beauty, love, and art. And whether or not you consider yourself a creative, this energy runs through everything you do. You don't just live life. You curate it the way you decorate your space, the way you put together an outfit, the way you craft a message, plan a gathering, or choose a gift. There is an artistry in it, a consideration, a desire to make the experience beautiful for everyone involved. And beyond aesthetics, you build beautiful relationships, beautiful dynamics, beautiful environments where people feel valued and seen. That is artistry of the highest order. And in a world that is often careless, that cuts corners, that settles for good enough, your insistence on creating something genuinely lovely is revolutionary. Don't let anyone rush you out of that. Don't let anyone make you feel frivolous for caring about beauty. Beauty is not trivial. It is essential. And you are its guardian. Truth 9. Everything you've been through was preparing you for something extraordinary. Now here's where things get really powerful. Because if you've been watching this video, if these truths have been landing in your chest in a way that feels personal, then it means you've been in a season of becoming. A season where the world tested your worth, where relationships challenged your standards, where life asked you again and again, do you actually believe you are rare? Or will you keep settling to prove that you're not? Every time you were overlooked, something was being sharpened in you. Every time you were underestimated, something was being decided in you. Every time someone couldn't match your depth, the universe was not punishing you. It was redirecting you, clearing the path for something, and someone that is actually built for who you are. Your season is not behind you. It is not something you missed. It is not something you have to chase. It is coming. And it is coming directly because you have finally started to see yourself clearly. The Libra, who knows their worth, is unstoppable. Not because they fight harder, but because they finally stop settling. And when a Libra stops settling, the universe has no choice but to deliver the extraordinary. Truth 10. The most important balance you will ever find is the one within yourself. This is where everything comes full circle. This is the truth that isn't about anyone else at all. It's entirely about you. Because when we talk about Libra, we talk about balance, harmony, beauty, love, we so often talk about it in relation to other people. What you bring to others, what you offer to the world, what you create in the spaces around you. But here's the truth that most Libras need to hear more than anything: the balance you seek in the world, the peace you create for others, the love you give so freely. You deserve all of it directed inward. See, so many Libras have spent years perfecting the art of making others feel valued, seen, and loved while quietly starving themselves of that same devotion. You became the scales for everyone else's imbalance. You absorbed their chaos and returned it as calm. You made their world beautiful and forgot to tend to your own. And over time, without noticing, you tied your sense of worth to whether or not people appreciated what you offered. But now something is shifting in you. You are beginning to understand that your worth is not a transaction, that your beauty, inner and outer, is not contingent on being witnessed, that your peace is not a service you provide. It is your birthright, and that realization, that is freedom. You no longer need their validation to feel whole. You no longer need their appreciation to know your worth. You no longer need someone else to reflect your value back to you, because you have finally learned to see it yourself. That is the transformation. It is the shift from seeking to being, from performing to living, from hoping someone will love you right to finally loving yourself right. And here's the part that makes this truth so powerful. When you arrive here, when you finally live in this truth, everyone around you can feel it. They can see you are not the same person. You move differently. You speak differently. You choose differently. You are lighter, more grounded, more magnetic. You have evolved, and it shows. While others are still trying to figure out how to earn your peace back, you have already moved forward into a place of deep, unshakable wholeness. Their attempts no longer move you. Their opinions no longer define you. You have outgrown the need to be understood by people who were never paying close enough attention. This is the ultimate victory. Not making them miss you, though they will. Not making them regret overlooking you, though they do. Not proving to the world how rare you are, though the world is. Learning the ultimate win is standing fully inside your own skin, in your own light, in your own rare and extraordinary truth, unshaken, untouchable. You'd own it. Don't shrink back into old patterns to make others comfortable. Don't dim your light to help someone else feel brighter. Don't offer your peace to spaces that have never once tried to protect it, because you have claimed something that no one can take from you. You have claimed yourself, and that, Libra, is the final, undeniable proof that you have always been everything you needed. Asterisk. If you're still here, if these words have reached you exactly where you needed them, it means you are ready. Ready to walk into your life as the full, rare, extraordinary Libra you have always been. So type "I am rare" in the comments right now. Let it be your declaration, your reminder, your anchor on the days when the world tries to make you forget. Because the world will try. People will underestimate you again. Life will test whether you've truly learned this. And on those days, come back to this truth. You were not made for ordinary. You were not made to be overlooked. You were not made to keep yourself small. You are a Libra. You are balance. In a world of extremes, you are beauty. In a world of carelessness, you are love. In a world that has forgotten how to give it freely, you are rarer than you think. And it is time you started living like it. If this video spoke to you, share it with a Libra who needs to hear it. Subscribe for more truth told to the signs that carry the world quietly. And remember, your season is not coming. It is already here.